Hello everybody, Marcos Villegas here, being joined with Joe Cortez. First day of fight week, Joe, and I'm already tired. I'm exhausted, but it's been a crazy week so far. But first, I want to start with the congratulations, you being involved with Team Porter, them getting that big win last week against Berto. Let me know what you felt about Sean's performance and what you liked in that KO win that he got over Andre.
Well, you know, Sean Porter is a fighter that everybody knows comes to fight. He gives you a good fight, but we had to work a lot with defense because that's one of the things that me working with so many fighters throughout the years in the ring as a referee, I could pick up a lot of mistakes a lot of fighters are making. And of course, that's one of the things that I told him compared to the first fight when we had with Keith Thurman. I saw we made some mistakes. We went back to the drawing board, and his father, as the lead trainer, was able to work with him and more with the more lateral movement and more slipping those punches and different angles. So that worked to his advantage, and of course the pressure he put on Berto. And I don't think anybody could have put up with that pressure that Sean Porter has. He's a very aggressive fighter. He thinks very much before he makes his moves. The thing is that to keep that head moving, which he did, he got hit less in this fight than previous fights because we worked more with defense.
Yeah, I was telling a lot of people, and I even tell my friends that like to talk about boxing a lot, I would absolutely hate to fight a guy like Sean Porter because I know coming into that fight, it's going to be a rough fight. He's going to put me in through hell because of the amount of pressure he puts in on you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Keith Thurman, I saw him even after the win. I saw that Thurman, when he was speaking, I can see, like, thinking, oh, my God, I got to fight a guy again the second time for a rematch. And that was a mandatory elimination bout for WBC. So, you know, Porter he's like a pit bull in our ring, I mean, but he's really sharp. He really thinks a lot. And he's one of the most humble, kind gentlemen you ever want to meet in your life. He has a lot of class, and he has a lot of anger that he had lost his title the first time, but I think second time around you're going to see a big difference in him regaining that welterweight championship again.
Us releasing the videos that we have with you, that I've done with you over the years, and the videos that you've appeared with Sean, I see the comments and they're like, well, what is Joe doing in Team Porter? For them that are asking, give us an exact explanation of what you do with the team and with the Porters.
Well, you know, I happened to go one day to the gym to do a little interview with him. And I work with ESPN, and I got the okay, the green light to go ahead and work as a cornerman with Team Porter. I'm more like an advisor. I see things that people in boxing don't see as good as I do. I've been in boxing for over 50 years of my life, but I've been in the ring with over 30 years of refereeing. So I see a lot more than the cornermen, the trainers, and me being an ex-fighter myself. And I was a tall, slick, bantamweight, featherweight. And I know about boxing, inside the ring, outside the ring, but I give them good advice. I give them good pointers, things that they may miss. I can see them clearly where they're making the mistakes, and they see that I have that talent. I'm able to pick up on mistakes that just about anybody can miss. But I've been there with the best boxers, some that make big mistakes. I say to myself as a referee, wow, this guy's making some big mistakes here, but I'm only a referee, but I do see a lot more than the average person out there.
You know, following up on that, given that we're here, of course, for the Canelo versus Chavez Jr. fight, what are those things that you see that we normally don't see from both fighters? And I'll let you go ahead and start with Chavez, and then we'll transition over to Canelo.
Well, you know, Chavez is a fighter. He's not his father. His father is like 5'7", and Chavez is 6 feet tall. Chavez Jr. 6'1". Yeah, he's a tall fighter. A fighter has that reach and that height. He has to take advantage of that height and reach. Chavez should be boxing from the outside, using good lateral movement, slipping punches, using angles, but try not to slug it out. You don't slug with a slugger. Canelo is a slugger, but let's stay with Chavez for a while. Chavez has a history of not training properly. His discipline was not that well, but he has raised the bar now. He knows that this is a fight that is this fight is for pride and glory. They know that they got to fight to make this one of his better fights of his career, and especially with two great Mexican fighters. He cannot ever be fighter that his father was. He's one of the greatest legends in boxing, in the history of boxing. But he's a decent fighter. I mean, he did become middleweight champion of the world. Yeah, he didn't look too good when he fought Sergio Martinez, but you know, he got that punching power. You saw what happened in the last round when he had Martinez almost out, like when his father, remember when his father had Meldrick Taylor. His father was losing all the rounds, and finally at the end he called Taylor and knocked him out. Chavez Jr. got that close to knocking out, to stopping Sergio Martinez. He didn't, so he lost the title. But I think he's learned a lot since then. He's disciplined himself. He's got a beautiful daughter. He told me one day, Joe, my life has changed. With my daughter, my life has changed. I'm a different man. You're going to see the difference in me. And I believe him. I believe that he has to be given a chance to show the world that he has the potentials and he has the talent to go and conquer the championship again. And tomorrow, Saturday night, will not be for the world championship, but it's a fight of, like I said, pride and glory.
It's a grudge match, man. It's a grudge match.
You see Oscar De La Hoya and Julio Cesar Sr. together, they're friends.
Yeah, they get along.
And you know, you see Canelo and Julio Jr., they're like, you know, clashing heads, but I guarantee you, after the fight, they're going to be the best of friends.
You think so? You think after all the year of talk, yeah?
Hey, the same thing was with Julio and Oscar. Mm-hmm. The same thing would be with Canelo and Chavez.
That'd be good to see. I think overall for the sport to show that type of sportsmanship, I think it would be good to see. Now switching gears with Canelo. You mentioned that you're able to see things that people normally don't see. Right. In him as a fighter, what are we missing? What are some of those things that Chavez Jr. can pick off and use to his advantage?
Well, Chavez Jr. Is a fighter. I say he's tall. He got the height and the reach. If he stays out, Canelo has to start putting the pressure on Chavez right from the get-go. He got to try slip punches, get inside, and try to work the body to slow Chavez down. I mean, Canelo has a decent left hook. He got quick right hand. He's a little quicker, you know, but if he's getting hit with some jabs, which is what Chavez should be doing, popping that jab all night long, keep him off balance, keep him thinking. But Canelo will put the pressure on. If I was Canelo, I would put the pressure on a tall guy and try to work the body, and use angles, constantly moving, bobbing and weaving, getting inside, use right uppercuts inside, left hooks over the top quick, moving, slipping punches, and quick combinations. That's a fight game I can see Canelo using Saturday night.
Now the money question is going to be who wins and why. A lot of people have mentioned they feel it could be a one-sided fight given the skills of Canelo and the inconsistent results of Chavez Jr. Other people on the flip side say Chavez Jr. is way too big for Canelo. Canelo might tire out, and that weight is going to play a huge factor in the fight. What do you say, Joe, and how does it really end in your eyes?
You know, if Chavez, he's coming down in weight to 164, which he hasn't done in many years, and it may take a lot away from him. I mean, if you lose all that weight in the last couple of months, it may have an effect on him. But he's lost it gradually, and I understand that he's okay with the weight as we speak today. So hopefully, you know, it will not be a fight that he got. It was a boring fight because he was weak and he didn't have the stamina to go the distance, or he was holding on because he was so tired. We don't want to see that kind of fight. We want to see an action-packed fight, which I think we're going to get Saturday night. Be action-packed. It's going to be a fight that's going to be, to me, it's going to be so close. It's going to go to a decision. I even think it's going to be a split decision. Really? I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be that kind of a fight. It's going to be a war. It reminds me of the Barrera with Morales. They fought that trilogy. I think this is going to be that kind of fight. If it ends up in a draw, it'll be great for boxing. You're going to get a rematch, and it'll be good. I mean, I think that's what I see that's what I can envision Saturday night's fight being, a split decision. But I got to align myself with Julio.
You're going for Julio?
I got to align myself with him because I have faith in him that it's going to be a tough fight. Not going to be easy. And I can predict right now, I think both fighters are going to get knocked down in this fight.
You think so? Wow.
They're both going to get up and they're going to slug it out to the end. It's going to be a great fight.
Man,
the fans shouldn't miss this one.
If that happens, that's going to be crazy because we're just barely coming off the high of the Joshua Klitschko fight. And that fight, to me, it's going to go down as a modern classic, but that was one of the best heavyweight fights in all of heavyweight history. That was a crazy fight, so that's already a tall order to go ahead and try to precede that that fight.
You know, and I predicted that fight the way it came down. I predicted it was going to happen just like that. I got called from London. Joe, what do you think? You've been in there with Klitschko in the past. You know his style. They called me about the referee David Fields, whom I think did a good job. And I said my prediction was Anthony Joshua will win by technical knockout in the late round. I would say maybe the 9th, 10th round. And you know what? He stopped everything within the 11th round. It was a war. It was a great fight. That's what boxing needs, especially in the heavyweight division. Ever since we lost Tyson, there was no more great fighters. You know, now you got a fighter with Anthony Joshua, who shows he has some talent. He reminds me a little bit of maybe of Muhammad Ali. He got the build, he got the height. Maybe not the boxing skills, but he had pretty decent boxing skills. Great puncher and a great combination. I'd like to see him and Deontay Wilder for the heavyweight championship. That'll be a great fight.
That would be a good fight, because looking at Anthony Joshua, sometimes he stays there, stays in the pocket when he's exchanging his punches, and that serves well to the style of Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder has that big 1-2. And look what happened. Joshua got knocked down by a big 1-2.
Exactly. You know, and this guy, Deontay Wilder, has knocked out all his opponents.
Yeah. Except for Stavern.
That's right, except for Stavern. Yeah. But I tell you, he's a decent heavyweight from Alabama, and he has great talent. And they're both young fighters. You know, they can't say that these guys are in the late 30s or 40s. These are young fighters, you know, that bring a lot to boxing.
Let me ask you this. You having so much experience refereeing fights and the stoppage of the Joshua fight, to me it seemed that Klitschko was blocking a lot of those punches. Klitschko didn't complain, which I know validates the referee's decision to stop the fight, but some people have said and feel that it may have been a bit premature, given that there was 10 seconds left and that Klitschko was slipping a lot of those punches. What did you make of how the fight was stopped?
Okay, well, I'll tell you, me watching it, I know Klitschko was already hurt previously. He got knocked down a couple of times prior to that. I spoke to the referee Sunday, the day after. I spoke to the referee just to find out, you know, how he's doing. And to tell him I thought he did a good job with the fight. You know, it was a major fight as a referee. He's done several, maybe a good 20, 30 World Championship fights, I believe. But this was his biggest one. I had to call him to congratulate him, and I want to get his feedback as well. And he told me, Joe, when I went to that corner, I stopped him, I walked Klitschko to the corner. His cornerman said, "Ref, thanks a lot. You did a good job." So the cornerman was very happy with that. You know, whatever happens back in the press conference after, they say, you know, let's look for some excuse and let's blame this on somebody. We got a rematch, you know. But you know, you can say whatever you want about the referee, but he told me, Joe, I don't want the fighter to take unnecessary punishment. I want him to come back another day. We don't want another tragedy in boxing. When he said that, you know, he sold me on that.
And given that you've told me that, I'm more okay with it now, and that's very, very true as well. Joe, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Great seeing you as always here with Joe Cortez, Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV.